Welcome, beautiful, to the Creating Change podcast with Emma Bradford. Creating change to fall back in love with ourselves and life. Each episode, I'll be offering insightful stories, concepts, and practical takeaways to inspire your day, reconnecting to the authentic essence within. Are you ready, lovely, to embrace yourself even more and awaken to the magic life has to offer? Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Creating Change with Emma Bradford. Thank you so much for being here, for choosing this episode for this rather important topic, the light and the shadow within the self-awareness industry. Now, I've been in this field for 10 years at the time of recording this professionally, and many, many more years personally. I was brought up in a holistic household. My parents taught me about the non-physical side of the world from day one. I've always been aware of that, and my intuition has been a very big part of my life, and picking up on messages and being able to tune into those subtleties and sensitivities of the non-physical world has always been there from the beginning. Though growing up and then going to school, then being a teenager, I pushed all of that to one side. And then later on, it was through my own struggles, through the stress and the anxiety of working in particularly challenging situations, that I then dived into it again and started to read some books by different Hay House authors. Now, whatever you call this industry, self-help, self-development, self-awareness, there's so much to it. Everything from top business gurus, mindset coaches, spiritual teachers, healers, shamanic healers, all of it. There's so much out there. Some of it is very grounded. Some of it is very, what some people call woo-woo, a bit out there. There's something for everyone. Whether that's someone struggling with anxiety to find some mindfulness practices, whether that's someone who wants to build their business and they find out some useful business tips or marketing tips and really working on their own self-worth, or also whether that's someone who wants to tap into the spiritual aspect of life and not necessarily follow an organized religion, though uncover the deeper truths of life, the non-physical life. Now, over the years, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen things that I like, things that I dislike, and especially in the coaching and self-awareness industry with NLP, coaching, and mindset, there's some things that I love and other things that I've found to be quite manipulative and not really heart-centered. And it's not to say that it's all like that. That's the thing. Sometimes people put a label on it. And also even just with the whole industry itself, people can put a label on it and say, oh, it's abusive, misleading, unhelpful, dangerous, wacky, whatever label. And it's more about the people behind it. It's more about the intentions of the people. Are teachers heart-centered? Are teachers really focused on the well-being of the students? Are they focused on the greater good, or are they in it for the quick buck? So this is where personal responsibility comes in as a consumer. It's really important that we don't just expect to be spoon-fed by the best of the best and not listen to our own intuition. It's so important to listen to our intuition. Our own intuition is our greatest teacher of all, to discern, to really pay attention to which teacher resonates, which teacher doesn't. What is our body communicating? What is our intuition communicating about different practitioners, healers, people that we visit for sessions or that we have a session with over Zoom? Who resonates with us and who doesn't? It's important as consumers that we listen to that we own up and take responsibility for that and make decisions based on our own sovereignty. And as professionals in the field, whether you're a coach, whether you're a mentor, whether you're a spiritual guide, it's so important that we do this with integrity, with heart, and that we also take on the responsibility of looking at how we run our business. Are we making things as honest and transparent as possible? Are we making things clear? Are we making things heart-centered? Are we making things uplifting and empowering? Or are we playing on pain points and really pointing out people's triggers and problems in a way that creates shame and then giving them a solution and saying, buy this, I have the answer? Of course, this is the marketing strategy that works. Though, is there a way that we can do this and sell products, sell services that is not pointing out people's pain points in such a shameful way? That we can inspire change, that we can offer the support, that we can let people know what our areas of skills and expertise lie in, though also recognizing people that they are whole, they are complete, there's nothing to fix. People have everything they need within them, just sometimes we need a little helping hand along the way to remember that. And that's up to the individual to choose if they want to have support or not, and who they wish to find support from. This is a huge topic, and I've actually written a blog post on this because there's so much to say. I will link it in the show notes so you can read more about that. There's so many different aspects to this, and I found this a real struggle personally, navigating this and having a business and offering support to people. Like, how can I do that in a way that is supportive, heart-centered, and not get lost in social media trends to build engagement? Social media can be a blessing, and also it can be a real challenge. It's always changing, constantly changing, and there are all these new trends to build up engagement. And if you don't follow those trends, sometimes your engagement drops. People don't see your posts anymore. It doesn't come up in their feed anymore, just because you're not playing the game of the social media companies. Now, this is a real issue for independent business owners. It's almost as if you have to do what we say, and if you don't, then your business will suffer. And if that thing in question is in conflict with the morals or the ethics of the person, it can be a very difficult thing to navigate. And I've certainly found this with social media. I found it very difficult with certain trends, especially with reels on Instagram, making very short little videos. Every now and again, of course, it's fun, it's enjoyable. Though Instagram loves it if you do on a very regular basis. And personally, I do not want to be on Instagram every single day, and I do not want to have Instagram on my phone either. I don't have the app on my phone. I don't have Facebook on my phone either. I only post things from the computer. And now, at the time of recording this, I also have a social media assistant. So she posts my words, my content, but she posts it on my behalf. And I pop in every now and again to respond to comments. All comments and messages are answered by me personally. So with these shorter videos, so for example, on TikTok or on Instagram, you have the reels, or on YouTube, you have the shorts. What's happening is, on a mental level for the collective, that we're getting used to these shorter pieces of information. Our attention spans are dropping. People overall, obviously I'm generalizing, though overall, because of all these shorter little clips, and we have this tendency to want everything quicker, faster, now. And if there is a long video, we don't necessarily have the attention span to watch the whole thing anymore compared to 10 years ago. I don't know if you've noticed a difference personally, whether your attention span has shifted and changed over the years as well, in terms of real life, always needing to check the phone, always needing something to stimulate the mind, rather than just sitting, being still, being present in nature, or being present in the moment and just observing, just experiencing, just feeling. It's important to notice these things, and social media can be a blessing. It can be a wonderful way to connect with people all around the world. And also it's important that we're mindful of how we use these things. And I don't necessarily want to encourage the people who follow my work to be on social media, always checking for my updates either. I want them to live life. I want them to be in the real life, really making the most of that above all. So obviously I say a lot more in the blog post and how I'm navigating it for my business and my work, the changes that I'm making and the things that are important. Trying to bring the heart in as much as possible, trying to make things as transparent as possible. I make all prices visible now on my website. There are money-back guarantees also with the services that you can buy from me. I do all of this to make sure that customers can feel safe, they can feel supported, and that they can buy time, products, services, whilst feeling a sense of safety, like feeling good that, yes, okay, this resonates and this feels good for me. So this is a huge topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this also and how you're navigating social media, like what works for you, what doesn't, how you're navigating the self-awareness industry, like what have you noticed that feels good? What have you noticed that doesn't feel good? A lot of businesses have been gravitating towards using marketing tactics such as pointing out pain points and then providing the solution. Now, this is a marketing technique that works, that brings sales. And if people are to continue in a business, continue making the business functional and sustainable, then it's important that products and services sell. Though at the same time, is there a way that we can do this that helps promote empowerment, that helps people to remember that they are whole already, that they are complete already, that there is nothing to fix at all? Just sometimes we need a little helping hand along the way if we choose, whether that's from a friend, whether that's from a book, or whether that's from a coach or a mentor. I don't have all the answers. I'm still navigating this and learning along the way, doing the best that I can possibly do. And you can read more, as I said in the blog post, more about how I'm doing this and what I commit to you, the people who are following my work and the people that buy my work, what I commit to doing and how I continue to make sure that the heart is the center of what I do and really making people aware that they are whole, they are complete. And if they wish extra support, I'm here. And that extra support can be so useful in those challenging times. And also, you can absolutely navigate everything already because you have everything within already. This is one of the NLP presuppositions, that NLP techniques are to help us return to wholeness, to remember that wholeness within, that we have all the resources within already. Often there's the misconception that NLP is manipulative, or that certain practices are manipulative within the self-awareness industry. It's all to do with who is behind it and the integrity of the person behind it and the intention behind it. As the saying goes, you can destroy a house or you can build a house with a hammer. It's all about the intention of the person. So let's put aside the labels and let's tune into our intuition and take responsibility as professionals, as consumers, and really create a wonderful, wholehearted, heart-centered community that we can learn from, grow from, and use to navigate the challenges of this life. So one little practical tip that you can take away from this is when you're looking at adverts, when you're looking at marketing from different coaches, from different teachers, tune into your body. Notice, how does your body feel? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel heart-centered? Or does something within contract? Does something within not feel right? Pay attention to that. Use your body, use your intuition as a guide. Your intuition ultimately is the greatest teacher above all. If you haven't seen the documentary called Kumare, I highly recommend it. I will put the link in the show notes also. It's very, very important that we pay attention to this. We had some discussions with my students and meetup members many years ago about this documentary, and really talking about how it's important that we listen to our own discernment and just pay attention to what goes on within the self-awareness industry and within any industry, to be honest. This is not just about the self-awareness industry. It's about everything in life. So yeah, highly recommend the documentary Kumare. It's really wonderful and quite amusing as well. And pay attention to what your body's saying, what your intuition's saying as you notice adverts, as you watch videos, as you hear teachings from different teachers. Pay attention. That ultimately is the guiding light. Thank you so much for listening. Please do share this with a loved one. This is such an important topic. Share this episode, share this. This is such a wonderful way to start the conversation and help people to really remember the responsibility that lies within, whether they're professionals or consumers or both. It's so important we talk about this and we're aware of this. And if you're looking to dive into self-tenderness even further, to awaken to the magic of life even further, and really deepen that self-connection and connection with others and connection with life itself, I do have Creating Change, the group training that's coming up very soon. So I'll pop the link in the show notes and you can have a little look. If it feels like it's something that you want to explore, if it feels expansive, if it feels like something that you're like, yes, I want to learn more about that, then feel free to join us. There are many different options. I've created it very flexible, so those who can only join online can join online. Those who want in person can do in person. Those who want both can do both. Those who just want to try out one class can also do that as well. So there's the custom option of choosing what works for you, or you can do the complete option, which is the full training, both in person and online, the full experience for the deeper integration. So have a little look at the webpage, and there's all the details there about what we cover on the training. It's so fun. We've had so much fun over the years, and we do everything from dancing to painting to diving into the sacred science of numerology as well. We do group insight exercises. We have a little look at questions, reflection questions about aspects to do with our mother, our father, or different caregivers, what we can uncover about ourselves, how we can reparent ourselves. There are so many different aspects to Creating Change. Creating Change is based on 5 different modules that are all related to connection, how we connect to ourselves, how we connect to our body, how we connect to others, how we connect to something beyond our identity, whatever you want to call that, the universe, God, or whatever label you choose, and connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to the environment, nature. So there's so much. I absolutely love teaching Creating Change. It's one of my favorite things. It's so fun to dance as a group and to really make this work as fun as possible. Self-awareness, self-care, all of that doesn't have to be a chore, doesn't have to be boring. It can be a lot of fun. And that's exactly what we do on Creating Change. So you can find out all the details on the website, and that link will be in the show notes. Or you can simply just email info@emmabradford.net. Thank you again so much for listening, and I wish you a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, beautiful. You're amazing. All resources and links can be found on my website, www.emmabradford.net. Link is in the show description. Do come and join my community and share your takeaways from this episode. I'd really love to hear. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I wonder, what magic will you experience in life today?